Hi, welcome back to Shed Wars. I'm just finishing off filling up some of those little paper cups now that we made in the last Shed Wars video. This being Shed Wars, I need to make sure I give you a detailed explanation of what I'm attempting to do here. Before your last frost, there are several plants that is, you have to start them before your last frost and then put them out in the garden as transplants. This is due to the fact that before a plant germinates, a seed germinates, the soil temperature is important. Once the plant is growing, your air temperature is important. The problem with that is that your cool season crops, a lot of times the soil is not warmed in time for you to get the plant growing and then be harvested before the hot weather comes. And in my case, the soil really doesn't warm up at all until the middle of the growing season. A lot of people, if they are, it seems like most people, if they're planting things like cabbage, kohlrabi, they'll plant them in bigger cells than what I'm doing here. And then they'll plant like 3 or 4 seeds in a cell and thin out to the best growing one. One of the things I dislike the most about gardening is the thinning part. I would rather use a lot less seed and start them in a smaller area and transplant them, pot them up, than having to cut out plants and waste perfectly good seed. So this is why I do it in little small cups like this. Here are the cups that we're going to be seeding today. I didn't put them in the big trays that we made in the last video because I'm only planting a few of each one. These trays, this is what you get your plants in if you buy plants direct from the nursery. So as your gardening goes forward and you buy plants from the nursery, make sure you save your containers, and they're nice and flat on the bottom, and so the little paper cups fit in these nicely. If you remember way back now, the first Shed Wars video, we made a garden plan and we put a little dot where each plant would go. And so when we got to some of the bigger ones, we can now count how many plants we're going to want. We have lettuce mixed greens. We have 6 plants in the diagram. Lacinato kale, 4 plants. Salad bowl red lettuce, 6 plants. Godzilla broccoli, 2 plants. Snowball cauliflower, 2 plants. Bouquet dill, 4 plants. Ruby red baby Swiss chard, 6 plants. Early Dutch round cabbage, 2 plants. Butter crunch lettuce, 6 plants. And Italian parsley, 6 plants. we are going to plant out twice as many as we need, and then we can easily, if any don't germinate, then it's okay. We should get enough if we plant twice as many as what we need. And I have them separated out. See, here's 12 cups here and a piece of board and 12 more cups. The boards will separate out my two varieties. Okay, so we've got our cups ready to plant out. And we're going to start with lettuce mixed greens. Now you notice these seeds are really small. This is a cover off a Cool Whip container. It's best to do this on something white and something that would have a side like this here has a ridge here, so that your seeds are not running away on you. Now these seeds won't run away, but once we get to some of the other seeds you'll see. I have a set of tweezers here someplace. So you can spread the seeds out on something like this. And then you can take your tweezers and just pick up one seed and drop it down. Which comes as another point. They are very small, but as they're laying right on top of the soil, you can still see them. So take your seeds and lay them on top of the soil first. Don't bury them right away. Now these are mixed greens, so we actually won't know what we got until they are grown. See, I almost put a second seed in one cup just then, but then I seen the seed laying on top of the soil. Now the rule of thumb is to bury the seed twice as deep as the seed is wide. So these seeds, they just barely underneath the soil surface. This idea of planting them out in, well, I have a 200 cell flat. I got from the local nursery actually. I was in there one day and she had started all her flowers in a 200 cell flat, and they were just little tiny things. She said, yeah, that they're ready to get potted up now. And I thought, that's a good idea. So now I've planted out the lettuce mixed greens, and whatever you do, as soon as you've got them set planted out, or before for that matter, put a little label in. Lettuce. Lettuce. Mixed greens. And lay it in there. Oh, getting a little bit difficult here. Now we have another one that we need 6 for, the salad bowl red. Yes, 6 for salad bowl red. I had to find a top that would be easier for me to get the seeds back out of. This one I can fold, and then I'll just be able to pour the seeds right back into the packet. Now see, what we'll do is we'll wait for these seeds to germinate, and if they go a real long time without germinating, then we'll put another seed in each cup that hasn't germinated yet, until we have our 6 plants. This is going to save you a lot of seed. Now, you will hear people say, well, seeds are cheap. And that is true. The main trouble with that, though, is that going forward, if you have a packet of seed and you use up all your seeds because, well, seeds are cheap, the next year when you go to buy seed, you are probably going to buy the same variety and type of plant again. However, if you have seed left over and you check your seed stock, okay, I already got that variety, then you might be inclined to try another variety, or even try some food that you never had before. Because, let's face it, we have a budget. There's no such thing as saving money. You just spend it on different things. So that was the salad bowl red lettuce. See, now I should be able to fold that and, yep, and dump those seeds back in there. I think that's enough to give you the idea. I will finish planting these out now, and I'll bring you back. We have them all seeded out now, and here's where you're going to need something that's going to put out a fine stream. The only place I know to get these little stoppers that goes on the top of a regular pop bottle is Amazon. But it has a fine head on here that puts out a fine stream, and every morning we're just going to give it a quick sprinkle. As long as the surface of the soil is wet, you know it's going to have moisture down below. Make sure it's wet every morning and every afternoon. You should only have to do it once a day, what I did there just then. And we wait for them to come up. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I shall see you next week. We will probably be outside next week. I'll see you then. Bye.